Shasta Lake, California. The city of Shasta Lake, known as Central Valley or CV prior to incorporation, is a city in Shasta County, California, United States. It is the closest settlement to Shasta Dam and Shasta Lake Reservoir, which are popular tourist destinations. The population was 10,164 at the 2010 census, up from 9,008 at the 2000 census. History. Shasta Lake City started out as 5 small communities named Central Valley, Toyon, Project City, Pine Grove, and Summit City, all of which came about with the beginning of construction of Shasta Dam in 1938. Project City was built at the intersection of US Route 99 and Shasta Dam Boulevard, a larger Central Valley at a midpoint on Shasta Dam Boulevard, Summit City at the intersection of Shasta Dam Boulevard and Lake Boulevard, and Pine Grove at what today is the intersection of Interstate 5 and Pine Grove Avenue. Toyon. The Bureau of Reclamation built the town of Toyon, first called Government Camp. Toyon was the premier community, built on 41 acres, 17 hectares, of what was once the Seaman Ranch. By 1950 Toyon had 2 tennis courts, an outdoor basketball court, a community center, green lawns, concrete sidewalks, commercial water and power from Shasta Dam, its own sewage treatment plant, and its own landfill. Initially, Toyon also had 2 large dormitories for bachelor employees. All the residents of Toyon worked for the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation. Bureau headquarters, office and maintenance facilities were located on Kenneth Ave, parallel to Shasta Dam Boulevard. All Bureau employees were forced to vacate Toyon by the end of 1964 when the facility was turned over to the Job Corps as a work camp as a part of President Lyndon Johnson's Great Society. The Job Corps supervision ended in 1972. Toyon was subsequently occupied by local Native Americans who hoped to stake claim and have Toyon recognized as tribal lands. This did not occur. Water and electric power were turned off after the Native Americans failed to pay a $28,000 utility bill. Conflicts between law enforcement and the occupying Native Americans continued, and a large number of the homes burned to the ground. The historic Seaman Ranch Community House and the large USBR headquarters building also burned to the ground in this era. Today, one metal storage building and the flagpole are the only remaining structures other than overgrown streets and sidewalks. The site is fenced off from Shasta Dam Boulevard. The workers at Shasta Dam built these communities because land was cheap and most families needed a low-cost home while working on the dam. Later on, Central Valley became the commercial hub of workers on Shasta Dam. Initially, there was no water supply for these new communities, and attempts at digging wells produced very limited water supplies. As Central Valley was larger than Redding at the time, chaos began to brew over building. When oil production slowed down in the 70s, Redding surpassed Central Valley in population in 1965. When it incorporated the community of Enterprise, the population figures in 1980 were Central Valley at 3,424, Project City at 1,659, and Summit City at 1,139. Talks of incorporation spread in 1993 and incorporation became a reality on July 2, 1993 when 60% of the community's people voted for incorporation. A new McDonald's, Burger King inside the Chevron station, and several gas stations and a few motels encompass the area of the Shasta Dam Highway and Interstate 5 interchange. These were all built around 2000 and several more fast food outlets and motels are planned for this interchange. Starbucks recently opened up, right next to Rite Aid and then closed a few months thereafter. Geography. Shasta Lake is located at 40°4041 and 122°2212 W/40.67806° and 122.37000 W/40.67806, -122.37000. 40.678167, -122.3700003. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 10.9 square miles, 28 square kilometers, 99.93% of it land and 0.07% of it covered by water. Climate. Shasta Lake has Mediterranean climate with calm hot, dry summers and cool wet winters with a little bit of snow. January average high, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. February average high, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. March average high, 62 degrees Fahrenheit. April average high, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. May average high, 74 degrees Fahrenheit. June average high, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. July average high, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. August average high, 91 degrees Fahrenheit. September average high, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. October average high, 77 degrees Fahrenheit. November average high, 69 degrees Fahrenheit. December average high, 62 degrees Fahrenheit. Demographics. 2000 Census. As of the 2000 United States Census of 2000, there were 9,008 people, 3,391 households, and 2,377 families residing in the city. The population density was 825.6 people per square mile, 318.8/km superscript 2. There were 3,732 housing units at an average density of 342.0 per square mile, 132.1/km superscript 2. Racial makeup. Household composition. Age ranges. The median age was 36 years. For every 100 females, there were 97.8 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 93.2 males. Income levels. The median income for a household in the city was $26,275, and the median income for a family was $33,010. Males had a median income of $31,418 versus $20,951 for females. The per capita income for the city was $13,678. About 16.5% of families and 20.1% of the population were below the poverty line, including 25.1% of those under age 18 and 6.5% of those age 65 or over. 2010 Census. The 2010 United States Census reported that Shasta Lake had a population of 10,164. The population density was 930.0 people per square mile, 359.1/km superscript 2. The racial makeup of Shasta Lake was 8,749, 86.1%. White, 67, 0.7%. African American, 389, 3.8%. Native American, 233, 2.3%. Asian, 13, 0.1%. Pacific Islander, 201, 2.0%, from other races, and 512, 5.0%, from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 865 persons, 8.5%. The census reported that 10,147 people, 99.8% of the population, lived in households, 17, 0.2%, lived in non-institutionalized group quarters, and 0% were institutionalized. There were 3,943 households, out of which 1,325, 33.6%, had children under the age of 18 living in them, 1,830, 46.4%, were opposite-sex married couples living together, 566, 14.4%, had a female householder with no husband present, 280, 7.1%, had a male householder with no wife present. There were 342, 8.7%, unmarried opposite-sex partnerships, and 33, 0.8%, same-sex married couples or partnerships. 961 households, 24.4%, were made up of individuals, and 413, 10.5%, had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.57. There were 2,676 families, 67.9% of all households. The average family size was 3.00. The population was spread out with 2,467 people, 24.3%, under the age of 18, 844 people, 8.3%, aged 18 to 24, 2,511 people, 24.7%, aged 25 to 44, 2,877 people, 28.3%, aged 45 to 64, and 1,465 people, 14.4%, who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 38.8 years. For every 100 females, there were 99.5 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 95.9 males. There were 4,209 housing units at an average density of 385.1 per square mile, 148.7/km superscript 2, of which 2,623, 66.5%, were owner-occupied, and 1,320, 33.5%, were occupied by renters. The homeowner vacancy rate was 2.0%, the rental vacancy rate was 5.2%. 6,588 people, 64.8% of the population, lived in owner-occupied housing units, and 3,559 people, 35.0%, lived in rental housing units. Schooling. There are 5 schools located within the city: Grand Oaks Elementary School, K-5, Shasta Lake School, K-8, Buckeye School of the Arts, K-8, Central Valley High School, 9-12, and Mountain Lakes High School, 10-12. They are all a part of the Gateway Unified School District. Toyon School in Summit City was the first elementary school to open in the Central Valley area. It recently closed and is now home to Mountain Lakes High School. Subsequent schools were Project City and Central Valley Elementary. Central Valley High School opened in 1956. Politics. In the state legislature, Shasta Lake is located in the 1st Senate District, represented by Republican Brian Dolly, and the 1st Assembly District, represented by vacant. Federally, Shasta Lake is in California's 1st Congressional District, represented by Republican Doug LaMalfa.